Welcome back to another...
I'm not finished with you!
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestle Brothers podcast. Keith?
I'm Keith.
A Braun Strowman!
No, he's not. He's Rudy.
Yeah, that's Rudy, guys.
I'm Rudy. I'm not really Braun Strowman.
Do you wish you were Braun Strowman?
I actually do wish I was Braun Strowman.
For being a large man, he's very athletic. He's got that beard.
Who doesn't like that beard? Come on.
He could throw anyone anywhere.
He is probably the strongest guy, if not up in the top 5 of strongest people on the roster.
In the world.
Very true. Not wrong. Not wrong.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with one thing I noticed watching Raw this week. The Ball family needs to go away.
They have already been banned from ever being on Monday Night Raw ever again. I feel bad for Lonzo because Lonzo's a good player, and he's quiet. His dad's like on crack or something. He seriously has got something wrong with him, and his younger brother is just a teenager who's like stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the fame caught up, and the thing just got caught up in all of it. LaMelo, which is his name, LaMelo Ball, ended up saying, beat that N-word Jim's ass twice on live television, and they couldn't blurt it out. At first, I really couldn't hear it until someone pointed it out, like, online. Then I went back and watched it, and you can hear it if you're looking for it. I mean, someone must have had really good hearing or was trying to listen for something like that.
Yeah, just trying to watch, maybe trying to read what he's saying.
Yeah, but, I mean, it slipped out, and, you kind of got to watch that. It's something you got to protect. That's why Dean came out so quick. Yeah. Because they were trying to be like, all right, let's get these guys out of here.
I usually kind of roll my eyes whenever they get celebrities on, Raw, or usually Raw. They don't really get the whole celebrity thing on SmackDown, so usually Raw.
It's just Raw.
I usually do roll my eyes, and like this here, I was still kind of rolling my eyes because, let's face it, celebrity segments are always kind of cringeworthy.
And these ones aren't even nearly as famous as other ones they've had in the past.
No, but like this here though, it became like the most infamous one, I think, because of the shit behind it.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be higher standards for the next celebrity they bring out.
Or they're really going to go over like, hey, watch what you say. We are live. But, it is what it is.
Solid Raw overall, though.
It was a solid Raw.
Yeah, I do think it was a good Raw. I really liked the Enzo and Cass segment.
Yeah.
Because when they first came out, Enzo really gave like a heartfelt speech, and he said, I'm not leaving until you come out here and face me. And Enzo really showed the emotion in that promo. You could see it. He was crying again. You could hear all the stuff he was saying. It felt real. It really felt real. And then Cass sat there, said, Enzo, you don't know when to shut your mouth, but you're right. Made it really feel like Enzo was getting to him, like really starting to get in his head and make him feel like, remember this and all that. And it worked. And all of a sudden, everyone's sitting there like, are they really just going to have them go back together and be a tag team again after what happened? And you sit there like, during the hug, then you think, okay, he's going to attack him now. And they didn't. And then he raised his hand. Okay, he's going to close on him. And then he didn't. It's like, wow, they really just screwed something up here.
And the music was playing and everything, too. They were leaving the ring. Everyone was fooled.
Everyone was fooled. They got to the top of the ramp. Cass raises his arm. And then pulls him in and clotheslines him. So it's like, there it is.
We all know it was going to happen.
Yeah,
they made us wait.
Because if they didn't do it then, they made him go back. You had to think, okay, next time they tag together, Cass is just going to walk out on him, or whatever. So that kind of happened. I thought what would have been. I mean, Enzo took a huge bump. Like that looked like it hurt when Cass threw him down the ramp.
Cass kind of looked like he was struggling to hold him up.
I think Enzo was kind of dead weighting him. I think he was a little nervous. But,
yeah, it was going to be a hard fall.
Yeah. So I think that was part of it. I think it would have been cool because Cass was saying, you want Enzo? You want Enzo? You got Enzo? I think it would have been cool if they put some plants in the crowd. They don't have to be big guys. Just get some local wrestlers to sit there who can catch Enzo, put him in the section of the crowd, have Cass throw him in the crowd. Yeah, people would have known, okay, it was planted or whatever. But there's plants at every show. They know that stuff. Security isn't even security guards. It's just wrestlers from that town or around that area.
Yeah.
So it still would have been cool because it would have been like, holy crap, he just threw him at the fans. He just chucked Enzo like he was nothing at the fans. You know, that would have been a cool segment. But all in all, a good segment again for them. Another good segment to transition. Joe and Brock.
Yes.
Heyman cuts an amazing promo, calls out Brock, and then Joe comes out and chokes him out. Or comes very close to choking him out before he's pulled off by the crowd. And he said, remember, I did this to you. They are making it look like Joe is going to beat the hell out of Brock and give Brock everything Brock's going to give him. It looks like it's going to be an all-out brawl, and it's going to be brutal.
I'm actually all right with the fact that they're playing Brock, that, hey, he can get beaten now because they did it with Goldberg. That wasn't just a beating. That was a dominant, win. But the fact that, like, now he's actually going to be in a match where he's not on the complete, he's on the receiving end and not like the complete dominant force that he's been for so and so years now. That squash matches pretty much against Cena and all that. It's good to see that he's going back to like how he was during the Ruthless Aggression era. When any match he was in, he wasn't like a dominant force. He was kind of just even with the other guy he was going. Kurt Angle, Triple H at the time, Undertaker. So to have Samoa Joe and him do this thing and Joe choking him out, or pretty much choked him out, his face was red.
They got it to stop right before he did, just to show, like, I still was not choked out by you.
But the fact that they're doing this makes it going to be like a more interesting match, because I used to get tired of just seeing Lesnar
This will show the power Lesnar has by like throwing him into the boards, breaking the stage.
Yep.
I thought that's great. It's setting up the match to be what should be a good one.
Yep.
It needs to be a good one at this point with the promos that they're having.
I don't see any way they won't produce. Both guys are capable. I think now that they're both on an equal field, it's a different story. I feel like Brock almost didn't care when he was like, I'm just going to dominate this guy. I don't really care. I just got to suplex him. I think now Brock has to pull out more than just suplexes.
Brock's like, maybe I'll actually wrestle instead of get paid this time. While still getting paid.
Yeah.
While still being the highest paid wrestler on that roster.
Yeah. One of them.
I don't think he'll be around too much longer.
He's only got like 2 years left on this contract.
Yeah,
he'll
but
do
like
like special appearances or whatever. Here and there, but that's about it. Nothing too major.
We also had Sasha Banks win the #1 contender.
I liked the gauntlet match. I thought it was good. I thought they made Nia Jax look really strong, which she should. She is, that dominant athlete. No, she's just a big woman.
I'm a big woman.
But I thought it was good that they had Sasha win. I think Sasha versus Alexa is going to be a better match than any other match that could have been put there. We've already seen Alexa and Bayley. Mickie James is almost like Natalya on Raw. She's just there to just be a filler and be kind of like that veteran in the locker room.
Yeah, get some cheers, and
get some popularity, get some maybe some views because I used to watch when Mickey was wrestling. Get some of those people back. I feel bad though because after Nia pretty much squashed Dana Brooke, she kind of squashed Emma too, and I feel bad because Emma is such a good wrestler, female wise, and the matches she used to put on with Paige in NXT before they both got called up were awesome. It was like the start of this women's revolution that we were having. And now she just sits there and it's like, oh, she looks dominant. She looks strong. They get all these vignettes for her and everything whenever she's there. And then nothing. It's like, why? Let her wrestle.
Didn't she just come back from injury too?
Yeah, like 2-3 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah.
So she came back from injury just to be squashed by Nia Jax.
Yes.
She came back to prove, okay, I'm in here for the title picture, and then gets squashed by Nia Jax. But I think they just wanted Nia Jax to look strong in this whole outing. Like, she will be there at some point.
They probably didn't mean for it to be a squash match. It kind of just ended up being
We're
like some of
running
those
out of
old
time.
John Cena matches where he would beat him so bad, and he would just be like, crap, I just ruined this guy's career.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think it was more of the time thing. It's like, okay, Emma's coming out now. We got to squash her. Because they wanted to give Sasha all the time in the world with Nia. And the first match was Bayley and Nia, which had a decent amount of time for the first match. I thought that was fine. Mickey was okay. It was a little shorter than that.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I feel like they should have made the Mickey match shorter and given Emma a little more time.
Yeah.
I don't care if Emma lost. I just feel like she didn't get enough time to do anything.
I think they're probably just letting Emma still get some of that. Maybe they get some of that rust off. I think she will get a push soon.
I feel like she will at some point, but I still think even though it's like, well, she's trying to get the rust off or whatever, I think she's looked fine. She's been in a couple matches. She looks fine. She's taken the bump she needs to take. I feel like they just need to either, shit or get off the pot. Either let her do her thing.
There's probably someone in the office who's just like, I don't like her. Let's make her work her way up this ladder before she gets her shot.
Well, maybe because she's been injured and whatnot.
Yeah,
but whatever.
They don't want to put her in that title scene. Then
well, not yet because they still want to put Sasha there because Sasha's the most over. Bayley had her chance. Nia at some point will be in that title picture.
Yeah, and
I don't think she'll hold the title, or if she does, it'll be very, very short.
But she will dominate the match that she finally wins it.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be dominating.
You know what, man? I have to say, I really hope Sasha doesn't give up the title soon. I want her to at least hold it for. I know this is pushing it, but like 4 or 5 months. I want her, like,
which isn't even a lot to ask for. Like that's a decent title reign. Like they're passing it off pay-per-view, next pay-per-view, next person wins. Oh, well, here you go.
But I just don't want it to do the hot potato thing and have her hold it for like a week. Yeah. And then give it back. You know what I mean? Sasha's my favorite, female on the roster in the division,
Not only that, I think the hot potato thing really ruined credibility for some of the females on the roster. Like especially Sasha, when she was hot, she'd win it on Raw, and then the pay-per-view that Sunday that's coming up, she drops it. What was the point of her winning it then? There was no point.
No.
Besides that, all in all, very good Raw. The Hardy moment, the Hardys teaming with Finn, that was cool. Their entrance was cool. But
I love Finn.
Good
Finn's
match.
fantastic.
Finn's great. I think Sheamus and Cesaro are great. I think the Hardys are great still. When we get the broken gimmick, they're going to be even better. And I don't remember who else was in that match, but it is what it is.
Pretty uneventful.
I thought it was a fine match.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of decent, good spots, good moments for each guy in that match. I thought it was fine. Perfectly fine.
We had the Mrs. New Group.
The Entourage. I think it's fine. I think it's good that they're
Miz-Tourage.
doing. I think it's good they're doing something with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. I think they're too good not to be there. They're not anything special, but I feel like because they don't have the push they've ever gotten, especially Bo Dallas when he goes from being an NXT World Champion and being regarded as one of the best wrestlers in the ring that people have seen, to doing absolutely nothing. And yes, the Bo Leave gimmick really screwed him over in that end, but what are you going to do?
That's pretty much it that I saw from Raw.
Yeah, nothing really too special I can think of. SmackDown.
I think my favorite part of the night, we got to see who Bennett's first match is going to probably be against Sami Zayn.
Yep. I like that feud for the two of them to start out.
Came out, interrupted him. Fantastic.
I think it's going to suck, though, because Sammy's obviously going to lose because Mike's new. You don't want him to lose his first match, but I still think it's a good feud. Both guys have worked together in Ring of Honor. Both guys know each other. They've probably worked well in the past. Maybe nothing too special. Maybe 1 or 2 tag matches here or there. Because Mike was a tag team specialist when he was in Ring of Honor. But no, I think it's going to be a good feud. They're both capable. Maria's going to cut some good promos. I think it's fine.
Yeah,
perfectly fine.
They did have Sammy lose his match against Baron Corbin, which is good for Corbin.
Yeah, well, Corbin's going to look strong. Apparently, the rumors are going around that he's going to fight Brock.
Okay.
I don't know if they've implemented that thing where he can go cash in on that one, where they're making it like the old school Money in the Bank. You cash in on any world champion, but if that's the case, that could be interesting.
Corbin, Joe, and Brock in the ring.
That's a lot of power.
I would just see the ref walking out.
The ref would. I think the ref would just duck under the ring. That's it. He's gonna go try and find Hornswoggle under the ring and just sit there. He's not gonna do anything.
Just call out the super tan ref to come out.
Who was that one ref who got abused so much in Hell in a Cell that he just killed himself in that one promo. They're
I
like,
don't remember.
they found him in a bar, and they're because he was like drinking his sorrows away, and the ongoing joke was he was just trying to off himself over and over, and he finally quote unquote offed himself in the bar when they're trying to get like an interview with him about, oh, how was your time in Hell in a Cell? And he just takes a shotgun, and the camera goes off screen, just hear it go off. I could just see like a ref like looking at those all three of those guys in the ring, just being like, you know what?
I'm done.
I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Speaking of the cell, we have the Punjabi prison match.
I think that's going to be cool. I actually get to see that in person when I go to Battleground. I think that's going to be cool because this time they finally have two people in the match who could actually move. The other two, it was Taker versus Big Show, and that's a little tough.
Both great.
And
both
then
wonderful wrestlers.
Yes, not for that type of match though. And then you had Batista and Khali. Batista can move.
Kali
Khali cannot.
Kali chops. And squeezes your head.
Yeah, and kicks you maybe.
Looks awkward.
Yes,
Kali's a gargoyle with legs.
Pretty much, yeah.
But no, I think it's cool. It's been 10 years since that match has been around, so I think it's kind of cool that they're throwing that stipulation in. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I'm sure the Singh brothers will do something in it.
Oh, absolutely. Also, cool moment from SmackDown. They announced next week there's going to be a battle royal for the number one contenders match. The winner is going to be the number one contender to face Kevin Owens at Battleground for the United States title.
That's going to be good to watch.
AJ's in it, so we could get AJ and Joe again. AJ and Owens again.
You fucked up.
Yep, you fucked up. Asshole. Yep, that happened. Or we can get another AJ Nakamura moment in that Rumble. Two of them facing off with each other. That could be cool. Really start putting the seed in that match is really going to happen.
Just have them beat the shit out of each other, then just have someone else toss both of them.
Exactly. Although, I really think AJ's going to win it. I think they're going to have Owens. Because I don't really see who Owens would face it then. Because you're not going to have Corbin do it. Corbin's got the Money in the Bank. There's no point. If AJ's going to fight Nakamura, I don't think he'll do it at Battleground, but AJ's going to do something else. Sammy's probably facing Mike Kanellis. Dolph. Owens and Dolph. Or whatever, so. And we've seen that before. I love Dolph to death, but it's time to just.
We need a break from Dolph. I think we said it last week. Maybe when let him go hit the Indies for a little while, join the Bullet Club.
Come back in a couple of years.
So when he makes that comeback in 4 or 5 years, he will be cheered. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Oh, we're going to come back to the Indies later on once we're done with SmackDown. Because we're going to talk about Ring of Honor and something that happened in Best in the World. So, a little spoiler for that. Also, Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Excellent. The second one they did was excellent. So good. They did more spots in it. There was more high points to it. A woman actually pulled the briefcase down this time.
They did ban Jamie Ellsworth from the building.
Yes.
But he did end up making his way back in. Becky ended up crotching him on the top rope.
No, it probably just got sucked in his vajayjay. So
he just rode it and his clit got a little enlarged. But, whatever. Still, I still think it was a good segment. If they did this Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank, it would have been 10 times better.
Yeah, but now they were able to let it go a little bit longer, keep the talk going, and get people to watch it twice.
Yeah, but, the Ellsworth segment, they could have done some sort of thing where he did this one. He tried to do it, and someone caught him. If they did that moment of him at Money in the Bank, I think that would have been better than the ending they did. And my thing is, the ending they did at Money in the Bank would have been fine if it wasn't the first ever Money in the Bank for women. If it was the third or the fourth, I would have been like, okay, that's different.
I'm just happy they didn't make someone else win it and kept it on Carmella. Because they're actually going to be like, didn't need him this time. I still won.
Exactly. And I think what saved them from letting her keep it was that promo she cut last week. Because when she opened the show, that promo she cut was awesome. That was a really good promo. She really stepped up, was kind of saying I'm here for real, and she knocked that promo out of the park. And I think that made them keep it on her.
Definitely.
And she kept it going. She made good points, and even when Daniel Bryan was in the ring with all the women and stuff, so Carmella's really starting to make leaps and bounds, and I think it's a good thing they kept it on her. I think it's a really good thing they kept it on her.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck James Ellsworth.
Jamie Ellsworth.
I'm sorry. Jamie Ellsworth.
Agreed.
I'm just convinced he's a transsexual.
He's butt ugly.
Yeah, he doesn't have a chin.
No chin, no vagina, tranny. I guess we'll just... Nothing too much else really happened. Oh yeah, there was.
New voice of NXT. Mauro Ranallo is back in WWE. He's working as NXT's main commentator. I think that is awesome. I think it works for him because he doesn't have to be at every show. They do tapings. He still gets to do his commentary for Bellator and for other announcing gigs he wants to do, along with he's still in WWE, which he wanted to be. So, and we get a good commentator on NXT now. I'm glad they kept Mauro Ranallo and got him back. I loved Ranallo on SmackDown. I thought he was excellent. He reminded me of Jim Ross, not so much as mouthful of mashed potatoes, but he knows what he's talking about. He calls the moves by the right moves, like JR did, and he keeps you interested. He shows emotion in these matches compared to these other guys who's it doesn't feel authentic. He feels authentic when he speaks.
And he did a 450 splash off the top rope. Oh, it was countered with knees.
Yeah.
Yoshitatsu do commentary for NXT.
That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
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 All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to the Ring of Honor pay-per-view that they had last Friday. Best in the world. All in all, I watched the pay-per-view. Very good pay-per-view as always. I don't think Ring of Honor
always
really puts on a bad show. Marty Scurll versus Kushida. Awesome match. But then again, Marty Scurll is just amazing. He has become one of my favorites in wrestling. I don't know about you guys, but I think he's great.
He is. But whoever the most popular person at the moment is in ROH will always join the Bullet Club.
Yes and no. I also tag match Young Bucks and War Machine thought was good. The 6-man tag, Dalton Castle finally won a title. Dalton Castle is the 6-man tag champs because he got Jay Briscoe out of his head with the boys, and it cost him the match. So I'm happy for Dalton. Congratulations. And real shocker of the night for me, Cody Rhodes is the world champ now. He beat Christopher Daniels. I was kind of shocked they would do that because he's not really signed to Ring of Honor. He kind of just does pay-per-appearance thing.
Yeah.
It's also been 31 years since a Rhodes family member has held a world title. 31 years.
It's a very, very long time.
It is, and Cody is more than deserving of that title. He deserves it, and I thought the promo he cut afterwards was great, saying, now Sinclair Broadcasting has to listen to me. Now they have to, pay me and do what I want because I hold their title.
Yep.
I think it's excellent. It's a great play. It's a good fit for Bullet Club and also for him. Congratulations, Cody Rhodes.
I can't even speak. Congratulations, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, which I think is a nice touch, by the way.
It is.
It really is.
I do like that nickname for him. I think it really works. But yeah, no, Ring of Honor is really moving along and really doing some cool things. Pretty soon we're going to see some guys leaving, though. Jay Lethal lost to Silas Young, which is weird because they're really pushing Silas Young. The 34-year-old who sounds like he's 64.
He does.
But no, Jay Lethal lost. So I think that's kind of towards maybe one more match in Ring of Honor, and then he's going to be gone. Because I know he's going to sign with NXT soon. I know he had the tryout. He's probably going.
I think if he comes back to NXT, he needs to don Black Machismo again.
I don't think they're going to
do that one.
Yeah. Only because TNA will probably say, "Oh, we did that first," so that's not.
They might do something maybe to hint at it at some point.
Yeah, but I think
That's
they're just
the most
gonna
we'll
let.
get.
I think they're just gonna let him wrestle.
His Macho Man impersonation is freaking impressive.
It was pretty fun.
It was.
I enjoyed it. It was hilarious. But yeah, he's gonna be there soon. Bobby Fish was seen at NXT during the tapings, so maybe Bobby Fish is gonna be on NXT TV soon. Another guy to put in that roster. That's
There's
going to be a
lot of guys
good
right
thing.
now who are.
He's there. I think Kyle O'Reilly is going to be there at some point soon. Because if Fish is there, then O'Reilly's going to be there, which means we're going to get Red Dragon in NXT. That's a good tag team to have there, considering that tag division's so thin right now.
Yeah,
It's
bringing
really
a big one will help
thin.
them a lot.
It's really thin for that. And then, also the fact that they lost, DIY. Ciampa's out for how long with a torn ACL, depending on how long it takes him to recover there.
I mean, the male singles in NXT is starting to build back up.
It's starting to get back up,
Which is very nice
Yeah,
to
because
see.
they needed that after so many people went to the main roster. They really needed it. Roderick Strong's starting to get pushed now. Eric Young and Sanity will probably end up getting a singles push at some point, even with Sanity around. Drew McIntyre is going to be next in line for the title, obviously.
Aleister
Cassius
Black.
Ohno's still there. Aleister Black is there. The only thing I heard, though, is that he may get put on the main roster at some point, and I heard he's going to be put in the cruiserweights, and I think that's just death. That's
is,
just
like the worst thing.
one of the
ever.
worst ideas to do. He's so talented and so good. Let him wrestle the main guys. Do not put him with the cruiserweights, please.
Like Neville had to be with the
please.
cruiserweights because they killed him. They need to make him credible again.
They had nothing for him, so why not put
Yeah.
him with the cruiserweights? And it worked out. So, in honesty, yeah, I hope they don't put Aleister Black there. Just let him stay in NXT. If you're gonna put him in the cruiserweights, just keep him in NXT. Just keep him there. Let him build up that roster for you guys when you get more guys. Adam Cole's gonna be there at some point very soon. Jay Lethal's coming at some point. You need people there for those feuds and stuff. So.
Well, I guess until then.
Yeah, until then, there's not much to really talk about right now. New Japan, in a couple weeks, will be in Long Beach. They'll be here for the G1 for 2 days, and we'll see how that goes. Cody's going to face Okada.
Should be a great match.
Now Cody's with a world title. Okada's with a world title. Could Cody be a dual world champion?
Dun, dun, dun.
Who knows? Tune in next week.
Okay, I'm finished.